In this episode of Travelogue Xinjiang series, we break bread with ethnic Russians and wave a big hello to Kazakhstan.
Hello, Kazakhstan!
I get treated to the ride of my life and take part in some good old-fashioned Mongolian wrestling. So don't go away.
克拉玛依往上走到塔城，然后到伯乐，
对，
城。
Okay.
All right, there we go. So in the last episode, James took us to see the black gold town of Karamay, and now we're going to head up northwest to Tacheng on the border between China and Kazakhstan, and then move south to Bortala along the border, where we'll see what life is like on the very edge of China and continue our trip in Xinjiang. Welcome to Travelogue. I'm Taran. Let's get back on the road. I've heard that Xinjiang is like no other place in China, that it's massive and one of the most diverse places in this country. There are no tourist shuttles here, you're on your own. But luckily, the landscape along the 6-hour drive to Tacheng is much less severe than Karamay's harsh desert climate. Right, so here we are. This is Tacheng. Very picturesque little town, I think. And it's actually got the most number of ethnic Russians in all of China. So right now, I'm just waiting for my friend Andre, who's going to show me around town when he does arrive. Hey, Andre. As is often the case in China, modernity has changed Tacheng's skyline. But if you know where to look, you can still find its ethnic Russian buildings.
Now, on your left, the large castle with red brick, green top and white windows is an old Russian building which is built by a Russian businessman named Remazan Kanishev. In 1910, he invited the architectural designer and supervisor from Russia, together with a skillful craftsman in Tacheng, used the superior building materials, spent 3 years to complete the construction project in 1914. It became the best luxury and fashionable house at that time. And yet, it has been 100 years old.
据这些当地的这些老人们说呀，修建这个博物馆的这些砖块呀，都是由羊一块一块的拖着从俄罗斯历经很长的时间呢运到这里来，然后盖了这个伟大的博物馆。用羊？对，就是羊脂。
That's a bit unbelievable. I can't imagine using sheep to carry bricks all the way from Russia. That's a bit strange. The mansion's owner was probably a bit eccentric, but it just goes to show how close Tacheng is to Russia.
天然，我带你去看一下那个俄罗斯列巴的制作过程。行，好。这一家面包店。对的。对。现在你看，这就是我们俄罗斯人烤的各种糕点。
哦，蛮好。
对，不光是我们俄罗斯人爱吃，居住在塔城这各种民族呢，遇到节假日呀、招待客人的时候都会来买上以后招待客人。对，
做的样子很漂亮。
对，口味很多。我可以带你到里面看一下他们里面怎么加工的。
行，好。
Здравствуйте, тетя Люда.
Здравствуй, ой.
这是我外地的朋友。
你好，我也。
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. 你好。 Russians love bread. It's a staple of their diet, just like rice is for Han Chinese people. Although there aren't too many ethnic Russians here these days, Tachung County is still home to one of the biggest ethnic Russian communities in China. Traditions here are still very much the same as they are for their relatives in Russia. Andrei's taking us to meet some older friends of his. Their house is on the idyllic outskirts of town, but if you're looking for accommodation here, you probably have better luck back in town. Honestly, I thought of ethnic Russians as a bit reserved, but as soon as the music kicks in, it's like their personality does a 180. Their faces completely light up, no doubt partly thanks to my rubbish dancing.
I've come to realise that they're very warm-hearted, very friendly people. And they have lots of good food.
This is a bit weird. But you know, Russian tap dancing, that's how we do it. Tachung is home to many ethnic groups who don't just share a love for bread, but also for music. We're dancing the Gongtian, a privilege that was only enjoyed by Imperial Russian aristocrats. I'd love to see the look on their face when they see us commoners dancing it in public. Just a 2-hour drive southwest of Tachung is its neighbour, Yumin County. To be honest, this hilly region doesn't really show up on the tourist radar, but between May and September, wild mountain flowers bloom and carpet these hills in a beautiful display of colours. We've come a bit late, but you can often find local flower festivals here, just like the cherry blossom festivals in Japan. This place is great for picnicking and picture-perfect photos, but for me, it's perfect for taking walks that I know are completely off the beaten track. So, we've already left Yuming and have entered the Mongolian Autonomous Prefecture of Bortala, and right now we're heading towards Laofengkou, which is about a 4-hour drive away from here and is southwest of Yuming, but we've got some very nice scenery to keep us company. To be honest, Bortala looks exactly how I'd pictured Mongolian life on the plains. Wow, lots and lots of wind turbines to greet us. It's probably because we're very, very close to Alashankou now and it's a very windy place. But to me, it's like they're greeting us. It's like you're saying, hello, welcome to Alashankou. Alashankou is one of Xinjiang's 3 major land ports, and although ports aren't usually at the top of my to-visit list, this place is an exception.
Come this way, look at this place. It's very
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. There's a big map of China on the bottom.
China's map on the land. It's very interesting.
So I guess this is.
Make it white stone.
So this is still China. I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which part of China is this?
Portal area.
So where is Kazakhstan then?
Kazakhstan comes this way.
Oh, this way.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
that's
right,
amazing. So it's literally right in front of us.
Yeah, that's right. This is the Kazakhstan town.
Yeah, what is that town called?
Dostok.
Dostok. How do you say hello in Kazakh?
Selam estirme ağayın.
Oh God, no.
You hear that?
Hello, Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that's very good.
Alashanko is the second biggest land port in China. Bordering Kazakhstan, it's also Xinjiang's only port of entry by rail. 90% of Xinjiang's imports and exports pass through here, most of them being natural resources. But even before the advent of trains, trade had already flourished here for hundreds of years. You know, Alashanko is a part of something called the Dzongarian Gate, which was a very important historical gateway from China to Central Asia. It actually was used on the old Silk Road, but whereas before they had camels, now we've got trains coming in. And it's really cool because some people can call this road. This is what I'm talking about. This is the life. You know, there's nothing better than being a temporary shepherd for whose ever flock this is. But this is what I like about Xinjiang. You've got this kind of natural scenery, and you've got the most natural occupation for people here. That's really not good. By the way, let me introduce you guys to our crew. Hello, guys. Say hello to the camera.
Seems we have some problems.
Yeah, we might just have a bit.
Really seriously. Hope it will be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine. There we go. Back on the road. Just to let you know, roads between better known places in Xinjiang are fine, but when you're here in the borderlands, conditions aren't as great. You'll probably run into a few hiccups along the way, but there's no need to worry. We took the fastest route out of Alashanko, and 2 hours later, we've arrived in Wenquan County, and the site of its biggest attraction, the Prairie Graveyards. It's believed these gravestones mark the last resting place of nomads who lived 500 years before the birth of Christ. Not much is known about them, or why they're all here. But I get the feeling that with these kinds of surroundings, perhaps their ancestors thought they'd found Shangri-La. Close by is something even more ancient. In this area nestled between Xinjiang and Kazakhstan is the Beini Nature Reserve, and it's home to a very special creature. It's like lots and lots of fish in a sack of jelly. It was all very wobbly, like quite gelatinous. We're looking for Beini, the endangered Central Asian salamander that live in the mountains around the Dzongarian Gate. It's just a waiting game now then. The lovely lady over there is trying to find some Bainey to show us. Oh, this is the elusive Bainey, and quite a beautiful little creature, really. Kind of like it's kind of like a frog, isn't it? This is the lovely little thing that has been around since. Oh, wow, that's an even bigger one. This is pretty awesome. So these guys have been around since the dinosaurs, have outlived so many animals that have gone extinct, and still to this day survive right here in the heart of Xinjiang. Unfortunately, the nature reserve isn't open to tourists, but you can visit a dedicated Bainey museum in Wenquan town. Wenquan actually means hot springs, so it's no surprise there are a lot of them here. Many people come for their therapeutic benefits, often staying for several days at the handy accommodation nearby. But as for us, we only have the time to admire this incredible scenery on our way to our next destination. It's a 4-hour drive from the nature reserve, but I'm very excited because we're finally heading to the Seram Lake I've heard so much about. Oh man, do you see that? What an awe-inspiring sight. No wonder this place means blessing in Kazakh. As the largest alpine lake in Xinjiang, Seram Lake is also its highest, at more than 2 kilometers above sea level. With its seemingly limitless waters, the lake feeds the windswept pastures around it, and the families of hundreds of Mongolian and Kazakh herdsmen living here. Many of them will never get to see the ocean, but who needs to when you've got Seram Lake? Locals tell us the original Mongolians were brought to Seram Lake by Genghis Khan. When he got here on a Western expedition, many of his men took one look at the lush landscape and decided to stay. You can sample the life here by staying in a Mongolian yurt. If you don't mind sharing it with other guests, it's a great way to experience authentic Mongolian culture. Just make sure you can handle your drink, because they really like their toasts. 哎，那你说马对蒙古族是不是特别重要啊？
是的，对于蒙古人来说，蒙古族就是在马背民族。我那时5、6岁就会骑马，马是我们蒙古族一个家庭的成员，也是我们最好的朋友。哎，你好，能不能问他们让咱们骑一下啊？我们骑一骑你的马吧。nice。你会不会骑马呀？我不会，我先看你上去试一下。示范一下吧。
Fantastic. So, I'm going to get a lesson from a real Mongolian lady on how to ride a horse, but I've honestly never ridden a horse before, and this is quite exciting to me. But I'm not going to be outdone by a lady. Oh, that's beautiful. 哎，我骑试。这个马不乖吧？不乖。OK， 这样长啊。哎呀 ，Woo! Right, it's like riding a tower. 好，拿着这个，这样的哈。
会不会骑啊？
不会，你还得教我一下。
你稍微往前走一点就行了。
好。Oh man, this is awesome.
可以。好的，可以。慢一点。去吧。快把那个马拿过来。手住，拉住。
Oh my god, I thought I was going to fall off, but I managed to tame the beast. That was absolutely terrifying. My life seriously flashed before my eyes. I'll tell you what though, it's a pretty good reminder not to mess around here. Even so, some people are naturals. Like the Mongolians here, the Kazakhs have a horse-centric culture, with kids learning to ride from an early age. Horses are a way of life. Oh, bloody hell. We've just ran into these guys. These obviously Kazakh people playing a game of headless sheep polo, but this is pretty awesome. It looks absolutely manic, but the aim of the game is to carry the carcass of a headless sheep into a goal. All, of course, while on horseback. Everyone fights to grab the sheep, and it can get quite dangerous. But for Kazakhs, this is just one of their hobbies. Rather like some of us in football. They're real men of nature, not like us city. It's nice to see that in this day and age, where modernity has changed lifestyles around the world, that centuries-old traditions are still alive and well here on the frontier. It's the morning of our second day here, and just as we're leaving, we run into a Mongolian Albao ceremony.
祭敖包呢，每年这个5月到7月的时候，有不同形式，大大小小不一样。搞一个这个祭敖包的活动。祭敖包呢有4种方式，酒祭、血祭和鱼祭。啊。今天这个呢，主要是以酒祭。对，你看今天喝了很多酒。
People worship these stone mounds, or albals, so they can be blessed with good fortune. Hence the liquor being flicked in the air. And to finish off the ceremony, there's often a bit of archery, horse racing, and of course everyone's favourite, Mongolian wrestling. Alright. Let me break a few bones. 来，我介绍你这个，我跟他们摔的这个。可以。I hope they go easy on me. Because almost lost my life yesterday, and I think I'm a bit thinner than they are. 脱掉那个没搞出来。这个装了，哎。把这个。Oh man, I'm feeling a bit of trepidation here. I don't think I'm big enough. But we'll see. We'll see. 快点，系紧一点。哦，肚子不够大。I'm tired already. Come on! Hold my glasses. Come on! 进去了吧他？是。输了，快输！赶快进去抱一下。可以了他，抱起来。Yeah, I get the feeling he let me win. Besides wrestling, Mongolians are also famous for their song and dance. These guys are singing the epic of Junggar, the Mongolian hero. It's a massively long tale that's been passed down orally for over 600 years and completely through song. The tale takes an entire lifetime to learn, and being able to perform it is no small feat. You know, I came here thinking life at the borderlands would be pretty subdued, but I couldn't have been more wrong. It's very much thanks to this remoteness that the landscape, the people, and the way of life here are so much more genuine.
Oh, Asa! Oh, my God! What an incredible start to this. I'm going dizzy already. What an incredible start to this leg of the journey. We honestly had so much fun. We hung out with ethnic Russians, then waved hello to Kazakhstan. Almost lost my life on that horse, and now we've got these lovely ladies and the musicians over there just by the lake. But I honestly didn't expect to see so many different faces of Xinjiang this early, and it's really whet my appetite for the next part of our journey, when we're going to head southwest to Yining and continue our trip along Xinjiang. But quite still going on. I'm gonna go and have a rest by the lake. So I'll see you guys later.